Dear students, I welcome all of you in the video lecture series of Distributed Operating System. So today's topics from unit number 9, that is security in distributed operating systems. Topics to be covered: first one is cryptography, next security management, next key management, next authorization management. First one is cryptography. Cryptography is defined as a means of protecting private information against unauthorized access in cases where physical security is difficult to achieve. Here, cryptography is carried out using two basic operations. First one is encryption. Encryption is the process of transforming intelligible information, that is known as plain text, into unintelligible form, that is ciphertext. Next, decryption. Decryption is the process of transferring the information from ciphertext to plain text. There are two broad classes of crypto system based on whether the encryption and decryption keys are the same, namely symmetric and asymmetric systems, that we will discuss later. Here, M is plain text. It is encrypted with help of encryption key. Now the result of encrypted plain text is known as ciphertext, and at receiver side the same ciphertext is going to be decrypted. Then it will generate original plain text M. Here is side information using Z break, then convert into plain text. Cryptography. Here the encryption algorithm has the following form, that is C is equal to E of P comma KE, where P is plain text to be encrypted, KE that is encryption key, and next C that is resulting ciphertext. Here the decryption algorithm is performed by the same matching function, which has following form, that is P is equal to D of C and KD, where C is ciphertext to be decrypted, KD that is decryption key, P that is resulting plain text. Here E that means process of encryption and D that means process of decryption. Symmetric crypto system. Here safe with a strong lock only, name for example here Alice and Bob have copy of the key. Here Alice encrypts lock message in the safe with her key. Next, Bob that is decrypts use his copy of the key to open the safe. Symmetric crypto system. A symmetric crypto system use the same key for both encryption and decryption. In the symmetric crypto system, either both encryption key and decryption key are the same, or one is easily derivable from other. It is necessary that the key should be easily alterable if required, and is always kept secret. This implies that the key is known only to the authorized persons. So here it also requires safe method to transfer a key from one party to another party. Symmetric crypto systems are known as shared key or private key crypto systems, since both sender and receiver share the same key. For example, password-based user authentication system may use this scheme for saving password in encrypted form. Here, when a user declares password, operating system use encryption key for encrypting password before storing it internally. At the time of authentication, the operating system again use the same key to decrypt the stored password to compare it to the password supplied by the user. Here, P is equal to dk of ek of P. Here, dk that is decryption key, ek that is encryption key, and P that is resulting plain text. Here symmetric crypto systems, plain text P, here encryption method, here decryption method, here is ciphertext, here symmetric key generator, here encryption key K, same as decryption key K, here secure channels with authentication, and output is plain text P. So this is secret key distribution in symmetric crypto systems. Next, asymmetric cryptography. Here new idea, use the good old mailbox principle. Here everyone can drop a letter, that is public key, but only owner of that box has correct key to open the box, that is known as private key. Here asymmetric encryption can be linked to mailbox on the street. Here mailbox is completely public, anyone who knows its location could go it and drop a letter. However, only the owner of mailbox has the key which allows him to access it and read the letters. Asymmetric cryptography. The keys used for encryption and decryption are different, but they form a unique pair. There are separate keys for encryption KE and decryption, that is KD. P is equal to D KD of E KE of P. Here one key is symmetric crypto system is kept private while the other key, that is public. Hence these types of crypto systems are referred to as public key systems. Public key crypto systems are expensive and hence are not suitable for bulk data encryption. Here typical use of public key crypto systems in distributed systems is for establishing connection between two communicating entities, that is for example A and B, for exchange of message using symmetric crypto systems. Here now back to our example, mailbox example. The mailbox location is public key, something that is known to public. The private key is with the owner of mailbox, which is used to access mailbox. Asymmetric crypto systems, asymmetric encryption is used to lot of places where security really matters. For example, you might not be aware of it, but every time you visit website which has been secured via HTTPS, you are actually using asymmetric encryption. Next, security management. Security is implemented using symmetric and asymmetric keys. There are three main uses. First one is how to manage cryptography keys. Next, how to manage securely a group of server such that number of process, malicious process, that is not added into group. Next, authorization management by capability and attribute certificates. Next, key management. In different crypto systems, key were readily available. In case of authentication, each party shared a key with the KDC, that is known as Key Distribution Center. The main main problems are, first one is how to distribute the keys securely. And next, the second issue is to revoke keys that are compromised or invalidate. That two are the problems in key management. Next, key distribution in symmetric crypto systems. Here, if two users on different nodes want to communicate using symmetric crypto system, they must share the encryption or decryption key that needs to be transmitted over the physical insecure medium. Hence, the key must be encrypted before transmission, because if the key is compromised by an intruder while being transmitted over the network, the intruder can decrypt all the encrypted message exchange between two users. Here, usually a small number of keys are distributed earlier using a server process managed by Key Distribution Center, that is KDC. Here, each user in the system share a KDC, that is pre-arranged pair of unique keys. This is trusted entity and shared by all communicating users. On the request by user, it generates a new secret key to be used by user to communicate with another user. In actual implementation, there may be several KDCs in system. Next, centralized approach. In this approach, a single KDC maintains a table of secret keys for each user. Here, a user A makes a request to KDC in plain text with its user ID, indicating that it wants to secure communicating channel with user B. Here, the KDC extracts the key values corresponding to user ID and create secret key for secure communication between A and B and send it to user A. Here, on receiving the message, user A decrypts the key after confirming that it is matching with the original request. Now, the user use this key and send a message to user B, who decrypts its private key and retrieve the secret key. Now both user A and user B use the secret key of message transmission. Here in centralized approach, advantage is it is simple and easy to implement, but drawbacks are poor reliability and performance. Here bottleneck due to single KDC. Here KDC node may get crashed, KDC may get overloaded in the system having too many users requests. Next, key distribution in asymmetric systems. Here in asymmetric crypto system, only public keys are distributed which are not kept secret. It can be transmitted over insecure communication channel. In asymmetric crypto systems, the key distribution procedure involves authentication procedure to prevent an intruder from generating a pair of keys and sending public keys to other user for establishing logical communication between channels and users. Here a common method is used, a public key manager, that is PKM, that maintain a directory of public keys of all the users in systems. Here public key is known to all the users while the secret key is known only to PKM. For example, suppose user A wants to communicate with user B, then it sends request message, that is ciphertext, to the PKM and establish a secure logical communication channel with user B. Now PKM decrypt the message, extract public key corresponding to user ID and send it to user A. Now receiving the message, user A decrypt message and confirm that message is reply for request. Next, it send a message to user B, who decrypts the message and understand that is request for communication. To authenticate the correct public key, user B send a request to PKM, then gets public key, then authenticate user A. This allow regular communication from A to B. Next, secure group management. These security systems make use of key distribution center, that is KDC, and certification authorities, that is CAs. Key distribution centers or certification authorities must be trusted. To ensure complete the trust in security service, there is a need to provide high protection against all the kind of security threats. To set up a security channel for communication between two processes, at least one of them needs to contact the KDC for said secret key. Here, if a process asks to join a group G, the integrity of group must not be compromised. Next, authorization management. Here, a distributed system has resources separate across the system, and this makes access rights management difficult. Here, authorization management depends on three factors. First one is access validation. Here, access validation capability is data structure for particular resource and specifying the access rights which the holder of capability has for the resource. Next, granting and passing rights. Here, each user maintains the list of capability and that identify all the object all the user can access and associated access permission. And third, protecting capability against unauthorized access. Here, to ensure that capability based security systems, the objects are protected against unauthorized access. Here, following basic requirement must be met. Here, first one is a capability must uniquely identify an object in entire systems. Next requirement, the capability must not be reused after object is deleted. And third, capability need to be protected from user tampering. Thank you.